Today, Adina Menzel. She's taking on TV's favorite Glee Club. Plus, Cameron Matheson wants to marry Dude.
Okay, we're checking and we're rolling and recording. This is just a handheld video of today's show on CBS because they promised a really interesting story.
We're back in the early show. It is 8:30 on a rainy Wednesday morning here in New York. I'm Jeff Lowe along with Erica Hill. Chris Raggi is off this morning. Coming up here, a simple message. If you're planning on traveling anywhere this Thanksgiving or Christmas, this holiday season, book that flight now.
Yeah.
Airfares going up by the day. There are fewer seats out there to buy. Our travel expert, Peter Greenberg, will be here with some advice on snagging the best deals.
Also ahead for you this half hour. Look, we all like a little bit of news.
We like the news.
Sometimes it's referred to as gossip. From magazines to newspapers to TV, gossip has become a multi-billion-dollar business. There's a new book, though, that says women and men like gossip for different reasons. You probably could have guessed that, but would you have guessed that it's actually because of the way human beings evolve? We'll test that theory out in just a few minutes.
All right, but first, would you believe that 1/3 of all 3-year-olds in America have a TV in their bedrooms?
No, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
It's kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
This morning, an influential group of doctors said it is time for toddlers and their parents to turn that TV off. CBS News medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook is here to tell us why. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. The average child under the age of 2 watches 1 to 2 hours of television every day. But the American Academy of Pediatrics said Tuesday that this age group should not be watching any TV or videos at all.
We are going to play Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. You ready?
When it comes to television and her 2-year-old son, Ari, Nyla Camlet believes less is more. She allows just 20 minutes a day.
It kind of turns off their brain a little bit. They're not actually having to think. They're not actually having to experience and learn things. Young children learn things by experience. They don't learn things by watching over and over again.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says there's no proven educational benefit from television in kids under the age of 2. In fact, in this age group, TV is linked to short-term language delays and possible attention issues. Research also suggests television watched by adults can distract children playing in the same room. Dr. Laura Jana serves on the committee that studied the issue.
The fact of the matter is there is no proven educational benefit for these sorts of programs for children under the age of 2. And implicit in calling something educational means that a child or whoever's going to be watching it needs to understand the content and the context.
It's unclear if television directly harms the developing brain, but the panel of experts says, at the very least, it takes away time better spent interacting with the real world.
Children, very young children and even older children, learn better and do better with three-dimensional interactions. And I'm not talking about three-dimensional movies. I'm talking about three-dimensional real-life interactions with adults, with their parents, with other caregivers.
Turning.
The Academy of Pediatrics recommends against any media use for children under age 2. But given the reality of today's digital world, it suggests parents closely supervise any programs their children do see.
And CBS's Dr. John LaPook here with us now for a little bit more. So this is the recommendation they had put out in '99, no TV for kids under 2. Now it's no screen time. You know, as you mentioned, though, it can be tough for some people to do, or even, unrealistic. They feel like, I have to do this for my kids.
And I don't feel guilty. I know that you've got young kids, and undoubtedly...
Our kids sit in front of the TV all day long.
Okay, so welcome to 90% of parents say the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of degree, okay? There was no conversation 10 years ago about what the effect of this is on kids, again, under the age of 2. And we know now that that brain is developing very rapidly, and who knows exactly what neurophysiological changes are going on. All we know is that specifically they're taking target of this academy at those claims that certain companies make that say if you give a kid a certain type of video, educational video under the age of 2, it's going to make them smarter. There's really no evidence for that at all.
Yeah, you're talking about Baby Einstein in particular is one of the shows, but even in some of these shows, they say they'll help, and just have to be wary.
And of course, you can never make it perfectly digital media free in America these days.
Right.
So what they say is, look, the reality is try to avoid any kind of video, but if you have to do it, supervise it. Certainly don't just put the kid in front of the television set and then go away. Be there, interact with them, and the other thing is it can interfere with sleep. So the idea that putting a kid in front of the television set at night and calm them down actually can rev them up.
get their brain going. And in terms of sitting with them, I will say I've noticed it, my almost 5-year-old, it makes a big difference if I sit with him because you can have a dialogue. Otherwise, they just seem to, and we don't watch a lot of TV in our house, but it doesn't matter. They just zone out.
They zone out, and you want to have, they actually specifically say, don't just put the kid in front of the TV set. You want to actually leave them alone, but supervise a little bit, be nearby, but let them have alone time for unstructured, creative play, and let them use their imagination.
Or to destroy things in the house.
Destroying things in the house is another alternative.
That's what we call creative play.
Yeah.
Better than watching.
Sanitation engineer.
The last thing was that they made this point specifically that what you're watching is important also. So these kids can pick it up. That's the new recommendation. They say, be careful what you're watching. The kids are hearing in the background. So, Jeff, when you're watching professional wrestling in the morning,
right,
those kids are picking up on it.
But that does speak to news and things, too, though, which is why we started turning it off in our house. They're probably too young to hear all that, and they get it.
They definitely get it, and there's some evidence that it distracts them. And by the way, when they hear that background stuff going on, they're less able to focus on what they're doing. It distracts them just like it can distract us. There's no conversation nationally about the effect of all this digital media on us. Can we multitask? Guess what? The answer is we actually can't multitask. That's for a different segment.
And it's not more productive. I look forward to that segment, actually. I'm going to tweet about it first while we talk about it.
John LeBouc, thanks.
Okay.
For more on limiting TV time, by the way, for your children, you can go to our partner at Health, WebMD.com, and search Kids and Media. Right now, though, Terrell Brown over at the news desk with one more check of headlines. Terrell, good morning.
Jeff, Erica, good morning. 3 men were arrested overnight at the county courthouse in San Antonio, an incident that led to a brief terror investigation. Police say 2 of the men were inside the courthouse early this morning. The third was outside. The men told authorities they were Muslim from Morocco. The bomb squad searched the courthouse and a nearby convention center when an intelligence conference is underway. This morning, police say the suspects had too much to drink.